it's also crazy because neither of us have actually ever camped in a travel trailer. We get out on the road, we only have a certain amount of time. You know, every day we're not going, you know, we're losing out on experience. But we're really just not prepared.
No.
Smoking a cigar in the house drunk, like the fact that you didn't burn down the house is divine intervention. So we thought we'd do a check-in for you guys today as we're almost about to embark after, yeah, like 5.5, 6 weeks of working our butts off to get out on the road, and it has not been, I think, what either of us expected.
Yeah, we planned on 2 weeks. We're like, 2 weeks is all we should need to get ourselves situated.
Yeah.
And, you know, buy a truck, buy a trailer, get our home base set for New Hampshire after selling a house and moving 3,000 miles away. No. Yeah, it takes a lot. Bank accounts, insurance,
Evelyn's passport,
everything.
Yeah.
Was a lot. And then just all the small things, like the different tools we're gonna need and different small pieces of equipment for the trailer and everything just add up.
Right. I mean, I think too, it's also crazy because neither of us have actually ever camped in a travel trailer. So we've just been educating ourselves on YouTube videos. So we're so appreciative to all those RV channels. I'm sure we'll be talking about them a lot, that really have held our hand through the process. But two is we're like non-stop, so we're like watching videos no matter what we're doing, like just trying to hear and like educate and try to cram in like all this knowledge. And so then, you know, you hear them talking about like something or this thing that you need to have, and we're like, oh shoot, well, we didn't know that, and then we've got to like research it and figure out how to use it and then decide if we need to get it. And so it's just been like a snowball effect. I feel like the more we're learning, which is great, like the more we're realizing that there's more things that we need.
Well, just like with you calling one of the campgrounds.
Yeah.
And the lady was like,
yeah,
I don't understand what you said, but I think I can help you.
She was like, I'm not sure what you're asking, but we can try to accommodate your request. And I thought it was just standard asking, like, are you available? But there's like all this like lingo, and that would probably sound basic to so many other people. Or then even just talking to you, you were like, well, did you ask about like sewer? Did you ask about this? Did you ask about this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And back in or pull forward or through, which I'm sure we'll look back at and be like, oh my gosh, that was such an easy question. But at the time, and then I just applied for insurance for the trailer and accidentally only got insurance for a car.
Assistance.
Yeah, roadside assistance for a car. So now I have to like fix that. So even I feel like when we cross things off the list,
because insurance is a whole other thing.
It was a mess. So I feel like there's been a few things with this whole adventure. I feel like one, I still do not have any regrets, and I am really excited, and there is no part of me, like there's no like little piece or pit in my stomach that's like, oh, I don't know if we did the right thing or not. Like I am still 100% like, this is the right thing. I think the things that have been really hard for me is one, the education and like that pressure of like, we want to get out on the road, we only have a certain amount of time, you know, every day we're not going, you know, we're losing out on experience, but we're really just not prepared.
No, we're not. But I guess there's a lot that we're gonna learn.
Yeah.
Through our own mistakes.
Yeah.
There's only so much we can, you know, watch other people's mistakes and know, but until we actually do it. But yeah, it's scary to think that we're not prepared and go on the road, and then all of a sudden you're away from your home and like trying to figure stuff out. Like it's been hard enough trying to figure stuff out here in the comfort of your parents' driveway.
Right.
Never alone trying to figure out stuff, you know, hundreds of miles away.
Right.
On our own.
Right.
So, yes, we are currently in her parents' driveway. We are not at a campsite. This is my in-laws' driveway here in Manchester, New Hampshire. It does look almost like a campsite.
It does.
We have set up shop here in their driveway, which they were very gracious about even making bigger for us. They knocked out a little bit of the concrete. Not concrete, there actually was no concrete. They pushed back to make it bigger so we could fit our trailer and truck and stuff like that. And so we almost have like a little mobile campsite, I guess here, temporary campsite in their yard.
Yeah.
It's almost tempting here because, you know, we got water, there's electricity.
Yeah.
We could just stay here for however long we want.
I mean, we always joked, right, that like we always have my parents' basement to fall back on, but really,
now
you know,
got their driveway.
We've got their driveway, and so I mean that's even better, right? Because it's like, no, we don't live in my parents' house. Like, no, we have our own home.
Yeah.
The first thing is like not realizing you had done more research than I had. I really wasn't caught up to speed. It's like, how hard is it? Like basic camping supplies, and you like move them into a trailer and like no big deal. And just had no idea. I think it's good, and you know, everyone says like it's good you didn't know because you wouldn't have done it, and I talked about that a little bit when we bought the trailer too. We could take the jump because we didn't realize we were jumping into, but I'm glad. Like, no regrets there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the thing to think about is you moving is a hard thing. Moving into a new apartment, a new house is a lot, but at least when you move into an apartment or a house, you're moving from a previous apartment or house.
Right.
When you're moving into a trailer, a mobile home, things are different. The amount of stuff is different. What you, the type of things is different. Yeah, it's just a different scale of things. So it's just, you have to rethink what you already knew.
Right.
While also moving, which is one of the worst things in
Right.
the world. Moving sucks.
Moving sucks. Selling your first home is really hard. Like, selling home's really hard. Then moving cross country is like really hard. And on top of all that, you know, we have a baby.
Who only sleeps for half-hour naps.
Yeah, half-hour naps. So that's been brutal.
Is the most mobile baby that needs constant attention.
Brutal. Climbing, all that.
Teething.
Yeah. And then, so there's the trailer knowledge, and then there's also just like, we're already seeing wear and tear, which is stressful. So we didn't tell them that we were planning to live in it full time. I kept it back because I felt like then maybe they would like, I don't know, somehow I felt like, you know, when you go to a car dealership and like, so I was keeping it vague, but now I don't know if that was a mistake because we have so many things. Like, we bought a brand new, like, decent price, like mid-tier, like upper mid-tier trailer,
that was one of my
right?
fears going in, is because I've heard through the research and stuff like that, is like with some of the newer ones, they slap them together so quick.
Right.
That was like one of my biggest fears, is that we're gonna get into this trailer and yeah, it's brand new and you spent all this money.
Yeah.
And we knew, just like with buying a house, things are gonna go wrong,
right.
Things are gonna need fixing. But there's just like the quality aspect of it as well, where nowadays they're trying to do these ultralights and make everything so light, but cutting back on the quality, which we've already noticed where just bumping into the table ripped right out of the floor.
Tim ripped the dining room table out. We have no dining room table, and we don't.
We have a dining room table. The dining room table
yeah.
is not currently nailed to the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
It was nailed to the floor with very, very little screws into like particle board, plywood. So it didn't take much to rip that right out.
And that's not even living wear.
No.
That's the thing.
We didn't even sit around that table.
Right.
That's just like us trying to set up the place, bumping into it.
Instantly.
Yeah. And then the couch today, that was screwed into the wall.
The couch isn't screwed? Which couch?
It was.
So yeah, I just like, I don't know, like, you know, that's... Sorry, I'm getting a text to Dad. Oh, no, it's just my mom.
Yeah. Who else would it be?
It's my parents.
Hey, we're just out here.
Where are you guys? Where are you?
Just look out the window.
Miss you. Miss you.
Yeah, not far away.
Yeah, I'm just concerned. And you know, you had done a lot of research. And what was the brand that people said was like the good one if you're gonna be living in it full time, but it was more money.
That was Grand Design.
Grand
which are
Design,
they're
yeah.
known for their build quality, and we looked at one of those, but it was a little more expensive than what we were in the budget for, because we don't have a job, we don't have an income. And then we had to buy all this stuff. What is going on over there?
Just birds.
We had to buy the truck. Move our whole life back this way. No income. Planning on no income
for 18
necessarily.
months.
Or erring on the side of caution there. So I was like, to go the extra cost on that, but it might, you know, even out in the long run there.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I think, like, we made the right decision at the time because we were like, well, we don't know. Like, there's a very good chance, I keep saying this, but, like, there's a really good chance that, like, me and Evelyn last, like, a month before, like, this doesn't work out. So, like, buying, like, the top of the line, the, like, you know, Audi or whatever of travel trailers, like, didn't make sense. We've never been in them before. Like, we don't know how it's gonna work out. But if this does work out for a long time and something we continue to do, it might have been a good investment to have just gone with the better quality
for the long
run.
If we knew we were going to be in for the long run, but
where we didn't,
this could last weeks.
Like, get enough mosquito bites, and I'm like, screw this. So in our RV, so when we bought the RV, one of the, like, workers will, like, give you a full tour of your RV. This is all the features, this is how to use it, whatever. And I immediately asked him about, we have, like, a awning. And I immediately asked him about a screen net I'd seen for mosquitoes for the awnings, and he, like, thought I was crazy. He's like, well, you're outdoors, like, you're gonna get bit, but, like, those are annoying. And, like, I think that was the thing I asked the most about. I was like, but what are my, like, mosquito protection options? So
then he kept reiterating, well, you're gonna be camping, you're gonna be out in the wilderness.
So I think he has zero faith in me.
Because that's where they exist.
So
it's gonna happen.
So we got this gazebo tent, and that's the first thing I'm gonna set up. And, like, Evelyn and I are just gonna sit under that 24/7 when we're outdoors. Like, you can bring our hamburgers into there.
Truly experience the great outdoors.
Yes. The other thing that's been really, really hard is we have actually put a lot of thought into this, and we put a lot of thought into what we want to do during this time and some different business endeavors we want to try for. And we've been kind of keeping it close to the chest as we, like, figure it out. But I think the other thing that's been really hard is we've been back, and I think a lot of friends and family, you know, have expected, like, us being back to mean, like, we'd be seeing them a bunch, where in reality it's actually, like, we are trying to set up shop and get out as quickly as possible. A whole, like, business that we're trying to, like, make it so that we can continue to sustain to do this and have it be a business and not have that typical 9 to 5. And, you know, it takes a really long time to grow a business. It takes, like, 2 years, right, before usually they say to even try to see a return on investment. We're going to try to do it in 12 to 18 months. And, you know, time's ticking away. And I think that's been really hard too, because we've been really vague about just being like, oh yeah, we're, like, gonna travel. And, you know, people are like,
they're like, oh, you're just gonna be on this extended vacation and,
and
not, like,
what are you
just come
doing?
and see us. Like, why do you need to, you know, make this effort to get on the road? And it's like, well, yeah, but part of the effort we want to get on the road so quick is, A, we have limited amount of time to do it, because we eventually need to figure our shit out and what we're gonna do, because we will run out of money eventually.
And health insurance.
Yeah. And then also, it's, you know, the weather right now is prime for it. So, you know, part of what we want to do is travel with the weather.
There's
not sit in, you know, the driveway here.
I mean, there's only so much great camping you can do in November and, like, January, like, it's June, you know what I mean? So it's like May, June, like, these are the months where, like, we need to get out there. We've put a lot of pressure on, like, we have dreams, there's things that we want to do, and, you know, when you start a business, right, like, there's so much pressure, but we haven't really communicated to people that we're starting a business. And I think part of it's, like, we're not braggy people. Like, I'm not one of those people that walks in the room and it's like, oh, I'm doing this and da-da-da, but, and, you know, and there's, like, a chance you might fail, and so, like, you don't want to publicize it either. But so I feel like when I tell people, like, we're really busy, they're like, with getting ready to go camping? What?
Yeah. Well, No, I'm saying like it's more than just ready to go camping. It's not like we're taking these, because we've kept it, you know, close to the chest in terms of like what we're doing and stuff like that, because we don't know where it's gonna end up.
Right.
Where there's a lot that goes into it. And
right.
The fact that we're gonna continue to work and strive to, you know, have our careers go in a different path. It's just we're also changing our lifestyle at the same time. And like, you know, to incorporate whatever career we end up in. So it's a lot. It's imagine moving and changing your lifestyle completely, and on top of that, finding a new job.
Trying to start a business is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and so things like figuring out how to register our business, like register our LLC and get our finances in order with the bank. And like, we haven't watched, I think we've watched TV maybe twice or 3 times since we've been here in the past 6 weeks.
We had a night of binging.
We did have a night of binging early on.
That was like a night of just,
I think when we, when that weight of us realizing, like, hit us. But every single day, like, we are working from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., usually later, every single day.
And there's always something that comes up. Something breaks, something new that needs to be done.
Right.
Another form needs to be filed. Another, you know, still waiting on things to come in the mail.
Right.
Don't have plates for the truck.
Yeah.
They're supposed to come in.
Yeah.
And you learn everything. Just like how I learned that I should not have done this recording right here, holding it. I should have said it.
Is your arm, do you want me to take a turn?
No, I'm sure whoever's watching this is going to get seasick.
So this is a very long vlog.
Which is also something I never wanted to do, because
I know, it's boring.
This is more of like a venting.
We'll see how much we end up putting in here.
This is a venting session. This is...
Oh man.
This is
my family's pulling into our studio.
I know.
It's so embarrassing. Go away. We're filming. Don't they know this is our private film space, the driveway? We're filming.
Everywhere.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So back to our privacy here at our remote campsite.
So what were you talking about?
I don't know.
No, Mom's taking out. Oh. So, poor Mom, if you didn't notice, she was like wearing this contraption on her hip and her leg. So she was holding Evelyn in the downstairs and dislocated her hip and fell, and we had an ambulance that had to come at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I feel bad about that.
Because our daughter dislocated your mother's hip.
She's so big. She's big goo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to kind of like wrap this up with just how everything's been going. So I think we're still really excited. I think we're exhausted. I think it's been really stressful on us. Yeah, I don't know. I feel weird like filming this because I feel like it's gonna come off wrong of us being like, our life is so hard right now.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
We don't have jobs. We don't have any housing payment.
But it's so hard. I'm so tired.
Your parents bought dinner tonight. It's rough. There's delicious craft breweries all over the place.
Probably like 12 minutes.
We'll also figure that out, where our camera just shuts off automatically.
I think, or it just like cuts us off, like it's like bringing the hook, like you guys are done.
Well, that, you know, that'll help wrangle in the time.
But what I was gonna say is, so all of our cards have been full. Like we've never cleaned them out since we've had like this camera that we're using right now. We're not using our other camera yet because we can't figure out how to use the
Speaking of which, where is that camera?
It's up there. It's up in there.
My Katie Neistat setup.
Yeah. So, which looked great, and we bought it, but we don't know how to use it yet. So
I haven't had the time to like even really dive into.
I know the equipment. You'll have to talk about the disappointing drone situation at some point.
Yeah, not hitting the record button.
Yeah.
Or thinking it was recording, yep.
Oh my god, like 20 minutes of you getting all this footage and all this epic footage of it just driving away literally into the sunset with our brand new camper.
Of the RV farm.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what happens when it's like the first time you ever use the drone and there's bright sunlight and you can't see the
and you have a photo of the asphalt.
Yeah.
But we did make their webpage, front page.
We did.
Site. A photo of us. So you can find that.
Yeah.
Pretty honored, pretty honored. 4 photos, the other 3 are stock photos, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
we're their only customers.
Yo!
It was a great buying experience though.
It was. They're good people. Good people.
We got a pie.
We did get a pie. I vlogged that. Which brings me back to, so one of my jobs that I've been doing on my to-do list for this week is cleaning out, like making sure all of our content's backed up that we've, have forever. I just want to get all that organized and stored all on hard drives and then uploaded as well, because I don't want to lose any photos of Evelyn. I don't know, heaven forbid, like our trailer gets broken into with our hard drive, like that's it, like so that'd be awful. Anyways, in doing that, I've had to watch all of our content. Pretty much all of our footage leading up to us moving back here is us like venting. Like the house is a mess, we're exhausted, like we're talking about like the move or like
well, yeah, you found all that footage of me getting drunk alone in the house when you guys left me.
Smoking a cigar in the house drunk. Like the fact that you didn't burn down the house is divine intervention.
I burnt other things like the title to our car.
But blamed me. Like, how could you lose the title? You were the last one with the title.
We assumed I burnt the title.
That is the only thing that could
with all the other important paperwork that I burnt that we were gonna burn anyways, yeah. But it's unconclusive that's what happened, but
we have probable cause to believe
that I got drunk and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. We haven't edited any of the stuff yet. We're gonna have to edit the stuff leading up to, because we wanted to share with you guys our whole journey. Getting this.
Definitely cutting this down for you guys. But hopefully it seems happy. I feel like everyone we've watched has been like, hey guys, like we're this traveling family and like woo woo, it's so fun. And I feel like every vlog I've seen so far of us that we've done is like we've been a mess. We've been an absolute mess. Actually every vlog too, I've been like, I'm not showered, I'm not wearing makeup. Today I showered, my hair's still wet, no makeup. Yeah. We're gonna be the like not having it all together family.
This is more for us than anything else, so we don't kill each other.
What do you mean?
Like coming and just like venting to the camera as opposed to
thanks for the therapy session, like, guys.
If we just went on the road by ourselves, there would be like one of those like 48-hour stories.
I think this is the first time we've laughed together in over a week.
Probably, yeah. We just usually get frustrated and then go our separate ways, and then I hand you a beer. There we go, alright.
Thank God for the beers.
Yeah. That's our peace offering, our olive branch. Like, alright, we're both frustrated, here's a beer. We're the Pelletiers that play. Signing off.
Hopefully see you guys in better circumstances very soon on the road.